Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Call of the Netherdeep here on Dork Tales. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly, and tonight I am excited to be bringing to the table most of my cast. Caitlan will be arriving in a little bit. She's still at work, and will be arriving shortly. But I'm very excited to bring this to the table because last week we were not able to play because I was sick. But this week I'm not sick, and I've had a couple of days off to recover from a very successful Extra Life charity weekend that I have to thank all of you and all of you players for helping make happen. If you are looking to make some charitable donations before the end of your year, I would strongly suggest that you go and check out our page at extra-life.org/team/dorktales, where you can donate to us. None of the funds that you give to us go to us. They go straight to the Children's Miracle Network at the player who you donate to's closest hospital. For most of us, that's the BC Children's Hospital, which is the reason why several of our players even are alive today, is through their ministrations. I know that it is not a secret at all that our good friend Bunny Hearted had a bunch of health problems when she was a kid and is only here because of the BC Children's Hospital. But many of our players have basically been given a second chance by that hospital, so it's a way for us to give back. And several of us are in the medical field, so it is also good to support them. This is a particularly tough year, and not to be too much of a bummer right off the bat, but some of the hospitals are having trouble even being able to afford basic necessities like Tylenol and ibuprofen. So if you can donate, that would make a big difference. I will put a link there for the YouTube.
In particular, kids Tylenol.
Yes,
children's
kids Tylenol.
Tylenol.
Yeah. Which is, that's rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so on a happier note, we're back after a little bit of time off. I am very happy to be here, and let's do a round of introductions. Then I'll tell you a couple of announcements, and we'll start the game. Let's go in a big circle, starting with Robin.
Hello everyone, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, as does my lovely Goliath Barbarian Kaeko Skaar. And you can't see because we're using lovely, well actually you can probably see better because we're using lovely ping, but I'm using a blue screen so you can actually see the lovely green contacts that I have for Kaeko now.
They're so
lovely. I realized last
game
I wore them, they were getting keyed out because green screen, so I had the blue screen up from playing She-Hulk on Sunday night, which was a game and a half where we all showed up in the game as characters too.
It was Cal of the Netherdeep.
It was Cal of the Netherdeep for sure. But yes, it was a great weekend. We raised like $25,000 Canadian, which is mind-boggling. Had a day off, and now I'm excited to get back into some Call of the Netherdeep.
Nice, it's gonna be fantastic. All right, let's pass over to Christa.
Hello, I'm Christa. How's it
Hello.
going? I am also very excited to be back after Extra Life. I got COVID about a week and a half before Extra Life, so I was absolutely panicking that I wouldn't be able to participate. So thank goodness I recovered pretty quickly from that. But I do still have those fun body aches. So if I'm wiggling a little bit, it's because my back hurts.
I'm sorry.
So don't. Oh, my back hurts most of the time. It's just usually I can handle it. Any Hoosers, I use they, them, or she, her pronouns, and I play Sabina Moorden, our Lotus Den Halfling Beastmaster Ranger, whose beast companion is a moorbounder named Dax. There's a lot of words in it. Robin could put hers together and make it a barbarian. I got a lot of words to say.
Moor Ranger? Ranger Moor? I don't know.
Ranger? Manger. I don't know. It doesn't
Manger.
Work. Manger, who uses she, her pronouns. And yes, I'm very excited to, as warm as this wig is, I'm very excited to be back.
It's very cold out. We actually got some snow in BC, which is not normal in our side of it.
I had no power from 4 p.m. to about 1 a.m. yesterday, so I
have no power.
Yeah.
We've gone from like sunny, like summer, like 2 weeks ago to snow. And it's just been like whiplash.
We didn't get fall.
We didn't get fall.
That's not normal for the West Coast.
It's really not.
No. Autumn is basically like late summer to end of winter is autumn here.
All right, Chris, you're up.
Oh, that's me. Hi,
It is.
I'm Chris. I go by Blogg in the chat and use he, him, or they pronouns. Extra Life was a lot of fun. I had a great time with everyone and helped doing that fundraising, and everyone did an amazing job there, I think, and like the support was just beautiful. Tonight, I'm going to be playing Dorlen Wildrock, the trap tripping unfocused gnome who if you'll notice, I don't have a beard and my hair's a little shorter. I'm having a feeling that's going to be singed off very, very quickly here, so I thought that would be fitting.
It would be. Fantastic. All right. And finally, Caitlan will be in later, as I said, so let's pass it over to Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. I'm steadily breaking the immersion of my look by like covering my mouth when I yawn, and I'm really human colored, unfortunately.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, I know. Like the green works. The green really works.
It really
but
works.
just not on a regular basis. But yeah, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Zenada Vosh, our orc. I keep wanting to say half orc, but she's an orc. Echo Knight fighter.
Fantastic. All right. So last episode, if you have been holding on since last time with trepidation, you know that the characters descended into the uncharted depths of Kael'Moro, the sunken city beneath Ankarel, the jewel of Marquette, and there they were able to discover a number of things about the area, as well as what they will need to enter the Netherdeep. They will need to find the key to the Netherdeep, which appears to be some type of ruidium weapon. While they were looking around, they went over to what appeared to be an old watchtower. And after investigating it, Dorlen discovered a little thing at the bottom of it, a little hatch that he opened. And as he did, the room was filled with a bright flash of light, and that's where we called game. And we're going to be getting back to that in just 1 second, but I just wanted to quickly thank all of you for being here, and to thank all of our patrons over at patreon.com/dorktales, because we just got a couple of posts from people and some PMs from them today, and I just wanted to thank you, people who've been sticking it out with us and who have been helping keep Dork Tales going. It makes a huge difference. And for those of you who sent me a PM this week with some personal stuff, I just want to say you're very welcome and thank you so much. I've shared your PM with the entire group, and for those of you who are going through some rough times right now, we got you. So
I definitely had to redo my makeup after reading that because I was I'm almost crying now. It was
I
the
was
sweetest
gonna say I'm starting to tear up now. Actually,
we always really enjoy hearing from people of like just how we've affected you or what it means to you, and it feels good. We like being liked.
And knowing that it made a difference, and that it helped out somebody, as I think we've all been in similar situations sometimes, and it's been some rough times, and it's I know. Yeah. For me, it was just I was about to type in when Kelly shared it. I was like, "I'm not crying, you're crying," and I was just like, "Nope, you're allowed to cry, Chris." And so I just
you're allowed to. I'll allow it.
I was just sent a gift of
in fact, this game, I insist.
Oh no!
I cannot cry in this game. That is one thing that is a hard no. I cannot do because I will lose my makeup if I cry.
You know what?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, let's find out. All right, so. Y'all ready for this?
Maybe.
Okay. Then let's begin. Deep beneath Ankarel, there exists a secret city, a flooded, forgotten area known as Kael'Moro. Whatever this city was named before the calamity is lost to the world. None still exist who remember it. And even if they were around, its name has left their minds. It doesn't matter, since the moment that Grumsh struck it from the world, it has ceased to exist. And yet, the allegiance of all sight, the Cobalt Soul, and the consortium of the Vermilion Dream continue to research, to hunt, and to find whatever remains of this forgotten realm. And it is here that our story returns. Dorlen, as you flip open the hatch, there is a sudden flash of light. And that is all that any of you will see. The world is suddenly awash with a horrid brightness, a radiance that threatens to consume you, to burn you to your cores. Can I get everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, please?
Oh.
Almost didn't need disadvantage with that one.
Wow, I didn't do terrible on that.
Well, I lost a nat 20 and got a 16 instead.
16? Okay.
12.
12.
That's a 5.
Zenada?
19.
19? Okay. There's a flash of light. Everything is consumed by bright, burning light. You feel your flesh blister from it. I need each of you, with the exception of Zenada, you'll take half damage. But, pardon me 1 second while I just calculate this. Okay, everyone else, do me a favor and take full damage of 46 points of radiant damage.
Oh!
Zenada, take 23.
This isn't cold damage by any.
This is radiant damage.
Nice try.
You know, I gotta try.
It sears into you, blinding you momentarily. Xarria collapses to the ground, and each of you will feel a tremor shake through you. The light passes through you, over you, and for a moment you think that it must be okay. And then you'll hear a sound. As you take a moment to look around at each other and catch your breath. Sabina. As you look around, you'll see that the light was enough that it's burned and singed you. Your clothing is a bit torn, a bit frayed in places. It burned through the water. Each of you will probably have to spend some time with a mending spell after this, as the patchwork, as your clothing has been burned in little patches everywhere. And as you look around, Sabina, you'll feel a strange feeling wash over you. And all of you will hear a sound. It's hollow and strange, and it is the feeling of an anchor being dropped. But so small, as a small pendant with a leather thong tied around it that has been frayed by the radiant damage, slides and falls to the ground at Sabina's feet. Sabina, can you do me a favor? Can you make me another Constitution save, please?
Disadvantage?
You can make it flat, but it's going to be rough. At least ones won't count.
That's a 5 again.
Okay. As you turn around and look at Sabina, you are going to cough once into the water, and a plume of blood is going to spread from your lips. And for anybody who's looking at Sabina, anyone with a passive perception of 14 or higher is going to be able to see this. Xarria is going to slip forward and fall to the ground. Anybody else who does not have that may make a roll to notice.
All right. Is that any sort of disadvantage or advantage, or like straight?
Nope, you can make it straight. I'm assuming that everybody is probably paying attention to her as blood pours from her lips.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
12?
She's trying to hide it.
14?
Yeah.
Well,
Both of you are going to
unfortunately
see...
they spread through liquid very easily.
Oh, absolutely. She's still trying, not unsuccessfully, but...
Both of you will be able to see that there is a scar, a brand, a burn, visible. Even when Sabina would undress, or even when Sabina would bathe, she would normally wrap herself in something. She was very specific about trying to keep herself covered in the pools. But with the fraying, you can see that just below the collar line, the top of one of her breasts beneath the collarbone, you are going to see a mark burned into the flesh. It looks like it is boiled over. It looks like it had been once a blister or a pox. It is in the shape of a bleeding, dripping eye. And as you look at it, the flesh of Sabina's burn will blink at you.
Sabina, what is that?
It was just a wound from when I was a child. I stepped too close to the fire.
It blinked.
There's lots of weird things going on right now, and I'm sure you just are mistaken.
The ground shakes.
Oh,
suddenly, you're going to see someone stride through the center of the watchtower. It's a man, bearing a shield and a spear, with long hair flowing behind him, dressed in a flowing cloak. Elixion. He strides over to the warded building that you see in the distance. And as you look around, the ground is going to shift at a 45-degree angle beneath your feet. And your eyes are going to be pulled above you to a mile-high figure pointing a spear directly at you. Grumsh.
Oh, what did I do this time?
Is this looking like Elixion, like from our visions?
It is. He walks through some of the stone. But the spear above you is aimed not at him, not at the Temple of Coralon, but at you, Sabina. Orcish will echo around you as he says down to you, "Bow, dear. The bargain will be paid." The spear is going to lance towards all of you. You can all make me a charisma save if you'd like.
Oh no.
All right.
Charisma. Oh, I like that.
Dork tails.
Huzzah!
22.
12.
Mm-hmm.
17. Do I have
14?
determination?
Does he look like he's trying to stab Sabina with that?
He looks like he's going to stab all of you. The spear is the size of a cathedral.
Shit.
I used my determination, just to let you know, Kelly.
Okay.
This looks like it might go somewhere, this hole.
It looks like it might go deeper. Yes, the hatch.
I'm going to grab the closest one to me, which I think is Sabina, and jump.
Okay. You jump into the hole. The spear plunges into the earth so hard that you can feel the mantle around you split and go molten. You see the ground liquefy around you. The stone ignite into magma. And then it all goes dark. Sabina. It is very warm. And the tips of your nose and ears are very cold, though. You'll smell mint. You'll smell Xarrian spice. Chai. And hear the sound of crinkling leather and canvas around you. As a chubby finger pokes you in the nose. Wake up, girlie. Come on. You're late for doing your chores.
5 more minutes.
You had 5 more minutes ago.
Okay.
Your dad looks at you. Tarot had always been a fairly plain-looking halfling. But his eyes offset by that surprisingly robust mustache, sparkled like fresh-cut gems. If I give you 5 more minutes, your mother's gonna have my guts.
Well, we wouldn't want that, would we?
I don't think I would.
Okay.
I need you to go feed the Moorbounders.
Okay.
Okay. Good girl. He ruffles your hair. And as you stand up and get yourself ready, run a twig over your teeth, gargle with some of the mint water that's lying around just to freshen your breath. And you step outside. The carnival wagons are in full travel mode. You're moving across some rough terrain. And you've been sleeping in the back of one of the transport wagons. Nearby, the Moorbounders are in their pens. Their keepers, your parents, have not let them out to stretch their legs, and they sound quite indignant about that. How many of them are there?
Probably like 7 or 8. Like quite a few.
Okay. And they're all
maybe even more than that, but like 7 or 8 full ones and maybe a few kittens.
Okay. So, as you're walking around, what do you do? How does your day begin?
She probably sneaks by wherever they're making food and knows she's allowed to take something, but does it sneakily and giggles as she runs away.
You're gonna...
And then...
You're not allowed to take that!
And then we'll head over to the Moorbounders, and in the cage she'll look around and she'll find very tiny baby Dax, and call him over. I say, Dax, come here.
Describe baby Dax.
He doesn't have his tusks in yet, so he just has a little bit of an underbite. And he's still like almost the size of Sabina because they're ginormous. Even 4 foot at the shoulder, current Dax is small for a moorbounder. He's a runt.
He is a runt.
And she'll have stolen like a scone or something like that, some kind of, or like tack bread that lasts a long time on the road, and breaks off a chunk and hands it through the pen for him.
He will greedily take it off of you.
Okay, I gotta get the other ones, but tell everyone to stay calm. And she'll go over to try and whatever. Presumably, they eat a lot of meat.
I'm thinking a lot of hunting, a decent amount of gathering, a lot of mushrooms, a lot of root vegetables that can be scavenged, a lot of onions, a lot of wild onions.
Perfect.
And berries.
She'll go
like
to
that.
whatever the crate is that everything gets kept in, specifically for them, the less good looking.
Oh, pardon me. You meant the moorbounders, not the entire
yes.
troop. Sorry.
I meant the moorbounders. Yeah.
I bet the moorbounders eat onions too, though. I bet they probably eat some berries, but mostly meat.
Those tusks would help for digging in the ground.
Exactly. Yeah, they're
this
good.
is true.
Good diggings.
So they hunt truffles too.
Yeah.
Yes, they're truffle mounders. And so she'll grab a bunch and haul, like, these pieces of meat are like almost as big as her, so she's trying to like haul these things over and put it wherever she's supposed to do to feed them, and petting them all the time and finding like Dax's mom and scratching her shoulders.
And as you're doing that, you're going to see your mother nearby. She's with a tall man, a human, dressed in the armor of, is it the Aurora Watch? Or is it a different group?
Are the Aurora Watch big in Joras?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then
they're
probably.
basically like the sheriff's department. Like they're the feds.
They're the RCMP, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Probably like they have the Aurora Watch badges, but they're like some subcategory, like some special something, that are a little look more important than your regular Aurora Watch.
And you'll be able to overhear a little bit of talking. Shouldn't have any problem at all. You should be able to make it through without any issue. We'll guide you. Keep the raiders away from you. You never know what's going to happen out here in the Badlands. I appreciate it. Thank you, Captain Stieng? Yes. That's our job. Besides, I'm sure there's something we can mutually do to help each other out down the line. Oh, of course, entertainment is very important for everyone. I agree. Is that your daughter? Yes, Sabina. No, keeping her safe is very important, wouldn't you say? No matter the cost. Yes, I'd have to say so. There is a blur
Sabina.
of motion. Oh, please,
I was gonna say Sabina will walk over and like kind of grab her mom's hand.
There's a blur of motion as you look up at his face. He's a human male with tanned Caucasian skin and a scar that dances from the corner of his eye so that it constantly weeps and curves around his cheekbone, almost as if like a cup had been smashed into his face, the way that it curves so perfectly circularly. And he gives you a gold and silver lined smile. The next time you see that face, he is not smiling. He is snarling. You said anything. Now give them to us. We need them. They're very useful. Your parents are arguing with him. Your parents are arguing with him, and one of the nearby tents is on fire. This is several days later on the other end of the Badlands track. There's fire spreading from tent to tent. Some of the moorbounders are lashing out, but his men have them in capture poles and man catchers. You said anything? We need them for our assault. They're very useful. They're all we have, sir. Please. Where's Sabina during this?
She's behind a caravan, considering going to her parents, but is far too scared.
Okay. As you consider moving toward your parents, you start to. And then you're going to feel a little tug on your sock. One of the moorbounders has gotten out of its pen, one of the kits. The one you called Dax. And as he tugs on your sock, you are going to hear a noise you'll never forget. It sounds like sucking air through two mouths at once. Your father stepped forward. Look, I'm sure that we can... He breathes in, and blood sprays out of the wound in his back as the knife goes in and out, perforating his lung. I wasn't asking. Fire. Fire everywhere. What does Sabina do during this? Your father falls to the ground, blood bubbling from his lips, blood dripping out of the corners of his eye, down his back. Your mother screams and tries to grab a kitchen knife that's nearby that was being used to butcher food for the moorbounders. She takes a swing, and it hits. It strikes in, cutting the flesh of that man's cheek to ribbons so that you can see the jaw meat moving on either side. He turns, orders the rest to be put down, and picks your mother up with two hands around her throat.
Sabina trips backwards and pushes her way along until she's against Dax, and then turns and looks at him and stands up, kind of grabs him by the scruff of the neck, and runs to the forest edge.
In the distance, you will hear the sound of breaking bones. And if you look over your shoulder, you can see your mother's body. Her hand rolling out limply from behind a barrel. Burn it all down. Don't leave any evidence. Take anything valuable. We don't want them reporting it to the rest of the watch. You hide in the swamp and listen to the sounds of your friends. Your family. And on the high hill this happens on, their deaths echo the whole night long. The next morning you can barely breathe. Eventually, you're hungry enough that you have to go and look for something to eat. You have to check on them. And so you do. And you find them. Their bodies are stacked, or what's left of their bodies are stacked in a makeshift pyre. Their throats are slit so deeply, each and every one of them, that you can see nick marks in the vertebrae. The way that bandits would do it. There is no food except for some moldy bread that was squashed under a wheel. Dax finds it and brings it to you.
She'll take it and split it in half and give half back to him. Thanks, Dax. You know, we need to go. Can't stay here. You belong in the moors anyway, so you should go.
Do you want revenge? A voice will echo through you. The sky will turn black. And above you, clouds will form in the shape of an eye. Revenge.
Yes.
I can do revenge.
I need to be stronger to hurt them back.
And you will be. And the last thing you'll remember is a searing pain as your chest, it felt like a heartache, but on the wrong side. And as you looked down, the skin split as if from burning brand. The blood bubbled up to the skin like sweat. And you passed out. The next morning, the next thing you know, your nose and your ears are cold. And you can hear the sound of a wagon vibrating beneath you. It was all a dream. Except the blanket smells funny. And it's not the same color. It doesn't block out the light as well. In fact, there's not even any canvas over top. Whoa there. You're awake, says the rider, turning around to look at you.
Who are you?
He pulls his hood back, revealing a half-elf. Corvin. I found you and your pet alongside the road. He smiles. He's young looking. A bit of stubble. His ears slightly stubby for a half-elf. Dressed in the blue robes of a member of the Cobalt Soul. You've been out for a couple of days.
Where are we?
Right now, moving a bit further into Zorhas. I'm headed to Jigao myself, but are you? Do you know anywhere along the way? You're welcome to come with me if you'd like a ride. I'm a traveling librarian.
Oh. I wouldn't want to be an inconvenience. I think, and she'll name a town that her family had stayed in at some point along that she thinks is on the way from where they were, like the town they were supposed to be going to, or something like that. Azarius.
The city of beasts.
My family was going to Azarius. I'm sure I can meet up with them there.
It's on the way. It shouldn't be that hard to get to. You're welcome to stay with me. You had a bit of a fever. Looks like the swamps of the Badlands are pretty nasty. It looks like you caught something. Probably from that wound on your chest.
She'll look at it.
It's been stitched together. I tried to clean it up as best I could, but... and as you're doing that, as you're feeling it, it's very tender, the touch. It actually is very hot. And that spot, that scar, that slit that has been held together until it split some 20 years later has always been hot to the touch. But dangling around her neck, double knotted to make it a bit smaller, is an ice cold, well, a cool, we'll say, the underside of a pillow cool pendant. In the years that would pass, you would see something that was kind of similar to that. In the Jewel of Three Prayers, it's a symbol of... Allow me to just describe this for you real quick. You know what? It's going to be... So it is a cross-shaped pendant, shaped kind of like an X on its side, with a pair of moons, crescent moons facing out from each other at the center. Set in kind of a blue enamel. It's a good luck charm, but it's a periapt. It suppresses various, well, diseases. I wasn't using it, so if you want to, you can hang on to it.
That's awfully kind, Coven. I don't have anything to give you back.
Oh, it's fine. You're from this area, right? You're a troubadour, a traveler, a hunter.
A little of all. My mother was a very good hunter, and my father was a very good performer. Is a very good performer.
Absolutely. Are you a performer as you can sing? Do you know music?
A little bit, yes. I play the flute. I don't have one though.
Well, I'm trying to collect stories and songs as I travel through Xorhas, and I was wondering, before we get to Asarius, if you feel up for it, I'd love to hear a song to add to my book.
I'm sure I can think of something.
Okay.
I owe you quite a bit, so the least I can do is a song.
It's absolutely fine. I'm a little afraid of the dark, so having company out here on the road is pretty good.
Dax is very good at that. He's not afraid of the dark at all.
Feel better already. If you need anywhere to stay in Asarius, I have some friends there as well.
Oh, no, that's awfully kind of you, but my family will be there, so I'll just be connecting with them. I just got lost along the way. Dax had run off, and I had to go find him, and my family just moved a little faster, and I must have gotten hurt along the way, and that's where you found me.
Of course. You were too young to know it then, to really see it then. But now, looking back at it with mature eyes, you know that that's not how he found you. You know that he knew. As he averted his gaze from yours for a moment and composed himself. Although, I'll be sure to get you there in time so you don't miss him.
Thank you, Coven.
Of course.
You've been very kind.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I warn you, sometimes I talk too much while I'm traveling. It's because I have to be honest, the ponies aren't very good conversationalists, and I... Oh. Have you heard of the one about the Gnomish Barn?
I don't think I have.
Get used to it. There's going to be a lot of jokes. Let's see. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting Moorbounder.
Interrupting
Rawr!
Moorbounder.
There we go. Get a little bit of levity on this trip. And with that, you ride off into the night. Sabina, you're standing beneath the waves. Looking down, you can see each of your friends lying at the bottom of that well, that guard tower. And you can see yourself. Your bodies are all laying on the ground. Yourself included. Not 200 feet away, though, just on the other side of the Netherdeep rift, you see a familiar shape walk through the underbrush and over to the cathedral. It's Elixion, the only person that you can see who is moving. Your friends are lying unconscious, crumpled in a heap. What do you do?
She'll try to move first towards her friends.
Okay, you may.
Okay. She'll try to wake them up.
Your hands pass through their bodies.
Is Grumsh still there?
No.
She'll go to where she saw Elixion then.
Okay. The front of the cathedral is wide open. The doors will swing slightly. The ghost of Elixion will walk forward and fade from view inside of the cathedral as you round the corner, leaving you at the front of it. And there, as you look inside, you will see a once majestic stone temple in the middle of a sunken courtyard. Alabaster pillars glowing softly surround the open area. Pulsing red light issues from an archway that leads inside of the temple, but the light is phantom. You can see it, you can perceive it, but it doesn't seem to exist on the same layer that you do. As you take a step forward toward the temple, you will feel a pressure try to resist you. But looking down at the center of your chest, your eyes will be drawn by a light. The periapt still dangles from your chest now. And as you look down at it, the weight pushing you back alleviates. Do you enter the temple? The interior of the temple, the interior of the temple has lavishly sculpted pillars that line the interior walls. The floor is adorned with a mosaic of silver and green grass that depicts two verdant crescent moons atop a four-pointed star like the one on your necklace. At the center of the mosaic is a red crystal shard pulsing with light in the mockery of a heartbeat. Against the north wall stands a statue of Coralon, an androgynous elf with pale hair of incomprehensible beauty. A figure stands before it, dressed in verdant robes, and a hood. What do you do?
Sabina's she's gonna sneak around to see if she can look at the person in the robe without them seeing her.
You will sneak from the side and you will see the person in the robes is... They're androgynous, with long pale hair. For a moment, you think it is a second statue of Coralon. And then they will smile and turn and look at you from where you are hiding. Sabina Moorden.
How do you know me?
You wear my symbol. You have worn it your entire life.
Sorry, I didn't know.
It keeps the evil at bay. The trap. The trap has awakened the magic. Your bargain comes to bear. Your friends. Some need you more than others. Will you help them?
I don't know if I can.
If not you, then who?
Don't. They are much more capable, and if anyone deserves to wear your symbol, it's them, and they are doing such a good job and are so much stronger, and all I've done is make things harder.
Strength all that is important.
In this, I think so. It's a fight that needs to happen, and I'm too small.
They will turn and look at you and hold out a hand. In the center of it, you will see an acorn. So is this. And yet... And they will kneel to the ground, and with a single hand stroke will brush away a foot of dirt that will part like nothing. And tucking the acorn into the dirt as if it is being put to sleep, the ground will begin to rumble, and a tree will begin to spread and grow, rising skyward. And yet, all things grow. Perhaps you are right, though. The tree stands in front of you, obscuring your view of the figure. You can hear their voice clearly. Perhaps it is time for you to go. And around one side of the tree, you will hear a pair of voices. Sabina? Your father. Sabina, we've been waiting for you. You took your time. The temple
Sorry,
will
Dad.
vanish. It's fine. It's fine, girl. We just missed you.
Missed you too.
Are you ready to go?
I don't know if I can leave Dax.
Oh, he'll be fine. He's strong. Moorbounders are natural foragers, natural survivors. We've missed you.
I told people I would help, and I haven't yet. What should I do?
Your mother's voice echoes from the other side of the tree. At this point, the temple has begun to fade out of view. The left side of the tree where the voices are coming from, the ground sprouts with grass, the water evaporates. And on that side of the tree, you will see it is just a beautiful verdant field. Your mother steps around the corner of the tree. Are you daft? I thought we raised you better than that. You said you made a promise, nah? What good is a promise if you don't keep it? But if you're not strong enough to keep it, we'll take you. Sometimes we make promises too big for our britches. But that doesn't mean we're not proud of you. Your father steps around the corner, whole again, and entwines his fingers with your mother's. Don't think we haven't been watching. Don't think we haven't been seeing how strong you've gotten. It's okay to make mistakes, Sabina. Do you remember my hands?
Of course.
You remember how many scars there were? And how I was missing the tip of my pinky? From whittling? I make mistakes all the time. But I also made you. You had help. Oh, obviously I had help. You weren't a mistake. No, you weren't.
I don't want to let you down. I don't want to let my new family down. But I can't lose another family.
It hurts. Your mother says. It hurts a lot. Life is pain. But it's also worth it. Really. If I had the option to come back for a day just to be with you, I'd go through any amount of pain. Besides, you don't really lose family. And you're never alone.
I should finish this, shouldn't I?
You should do what you think is right.
I'm sorry you'll have to wait a little bit longer.
We'll manage. Go get him. You've got chores to do.
Love you.
That was never a question. Proud of you. Now get out there and live. We've got an entire clan to live for.
And she'll smile and kind of back away as she waves and then turn and run back to her friends.
Okay. As you turn and begin to run, the entire right side of the tree is going to begin to wilt. And as you take a step off of the verdant grass, ground before you is going to become blasted badland with spines of rock and chitin piercing out of the ground. Suddenly you'll find yourselves in the wastes of Xorhas. And ahead of you, you are going to see a face that you hadn't seen in quite a while. His hair is longer, tied at the nape of his neck in an ornate braid. He's wearing dark armor and moving briskly, trying to stay low to the ground. He pauses, looking at an outcropping of rock, and adjusts the glasses up his dark, aquiline nose. Valis Desarin peers over the rock face ahead of you. Better not be too late. Shit. What are you doing, Vala?
Valis?
Okay. He turns and looks at you and tries to listen for a moment. Okay, no, you're just losing it. Okay.
No, Valis, you're not.
Okay, Antalis. All or nothing. When have you ever had anything else? And as he says that, you can look over his shoulder and see that through the pass beneath, there are 4 soldiers marching. Between them is another figure. Another drow. The 4 drow, all members of the Bright Queen's court, dressed in ceremonial armor, walk alongside this person. The 5th has a collar around their neck. Chained bars keeping them a good 5 feet away from the others, who stand at corners almost like pallbearers, marching them deeper into the wastes. This figure is dressed in the simplest clothes imaginable. They don't even give them the luxury of shoes. Christine, would you like to describe Salasarin Droas?
Yes, Salasarin is a drow, vaguely androgynous, but masculine. Tall, slim, Very much a runner's build, but muscular, as a fighter needs. Long dark hair, though, with a bit of curl to it.
Okay.
I think kind of David Bowie-esque.
David Bowie, absolutely.
Sort of like androgynous, slimness, but still muscular and fit.
Mm-hmm. They're being marched. Their feet are bleeding, leaving bloody footprints behind them. One of the drow will look over their shoulder and say to you, "Not much longer now. One more mile, and then we'll put you out of your misery."
Yes, let's do that, and you can wallow in yours.
I don't want to say that I'll enjoy this heretic.
Oh, don't lie to yourself. That goes down the path to madness.
I'd rather not follow you down that path.
Mad or just clear-sighted?
They continue the march and up on the hill. And Talis Thaland, Valis to Sarin in another life. Grits his teeth, exhales a breath, and says, "Fuck it." And in a swirl of chaos and possibility, another Valis appears halfway down the trail. The drow draw blades, noticing too late that it is an echo. He lunges down from the upper rock face, drops a blade at Salasarin's feet, and the battle is a bloody and fast skirmish. When it's over, Sabina, you will witness 4 drow die. The last one clutching at an amulet of the Luxon. As Salasarin steps on his throat. "Sorry it took me a while to get here," he says to them.
You certainly cut it close.
Yeah. I lost my sword. He holds up a broken hilt. Not much left at all. Price of betraying the Bright Queen, I guess. I'm sorry. She's not going to stop hunting you.
I know.
Valis reaches out a hand to them.
They'll take it.
He leans in and pushes his forehead against theirs. "I'll find you first." And then he plunges the broken blade into their throat. Zenada.
I think they'll choke on it a little bit, and he'll get blood sprayed on him.
Sabina, you'll watch this. And then the pass will fade away. It's still the wastes of Xorhas. It's still a black night with cracks of red lightning illuminating the skyline. But again, for the second time in a night, you'll hear a wagon and the sound of a deep feminine voice. I don't think we can go much further! Hold on. She's coming. She's coming. It's gonna be fine. Come on, just bear through it. I'll bear through it! Suck my ass! A pair of orcs in the back of a merchant's wagon, pulled by thick bison-shaped creatures. I don't actually know. Maybe an auroch. I don't know. Xorhas's pack animals, but being pulled by oxen. The husband leans in, his fingers almost snapping like tinder twigs in the wife's hand as she bears down on her tusks. And a moment later, in a deluge of all manner of blood and fluid, a little green girl is born. Sabina, as you ride in the back of this carriage, you can see the spot where the death occurred. Not 2 miles away, up on that ridge. And as you look down at the little green girl, what do you do?
She'll look at the baby and see if it sees her.
It does.
Since no one else seems to. Oh.
Zenada, what do you do?
As, like, the baby? Or...
Yes.
I think she'll, like, reach slightly towards whatever this figure of Sabina is.
Okay. Reaching toward.
There's something there.
There's a face shape.
What do you do, Sabina? Do you touch back?
Yeah, she'll reach out a finger.
There is a little twinge of light. And Zenada is standing next to you.
Hi.
Sabina?
Oh.
What is going on?
I'm not entirely sure. We're not dead.
Weird. Wait,
but
can I see everything that's going here as well? Is baby me there?
No, that scene is fading away. Now you find yourself standing in the shadow of the cathedral, out in the center of Kael Moro. You're standing right next to the kelp forest.
I think I saw you reborn.
Sorry?
I think I saw you reborn.
It's my sword. That's why it works.
It makes a lot more sense. I'm sorry we didn't get Valis back to you.
Yeah. There was a lot there. I don't quite know where we were at. It's unfortunate not to have the opportunity, but I don't remember everything. Some of it's there, some of it isn't. It's the nature of it.
Must be very scary coming back alone.
Not necessarily. It's probably one of the most important things is being able to be alone.
You're obviously much
can
better
always-
at it than I was.
You can always make friends.
It's hard to make them when you think you might lose them again.
Yeah, but is it worth it never having them if just because you're scared?
You sound like my mother.
I will take that as a compliment then.
You should. She was quite wonderful. And also very good with a sword.
Excellent.
Do you know what we're supposed to do?
She'll kind of look around. Is there anything obvious that she should be doing?
Maybe go find the others.
See if we can find the others?
It sounds like a good idea.
And with that, I think it's time for us to take a quick break.
What the hell, Kelly? Holy fuck!
Oh, I've been waiting for that drop.
Same.
It was very satisfying.
We'll be back in just a couple minutes, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come back with Caitlan. Bye. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to... Ooh, wow, I really color corrected myself red. One sec. Let me just turn this filter off. I turned my white balance off because I was like, I'm really blue. And then, there we go. Now I'm...
If you were green, you would die?
Yeah, if I was green, I would die. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is the part of the program where we talk to you, the chat. For a couple minutes, we're going to give ourselves 10 minutes on the clock because I don't want to spend too long here. We're joined by Caitlan. Hello, Caitlan.
Yeah.
Thank you for having the fortitude to show up after work. Because I know you have a very taxing job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I wore my compression socks today, so that was good.
Oh, did this
That
thing
was a
actually
good
do
thought
anything?
on my part. Yeah, they do. They make me feel like I don't they make me feel like my legs want to fall off less.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That's good.
Oh, is that like good for
spider
days
veins?
drop when you're on your feet a lot?
Yeah. Yeah.
Robin is now wondering because Robin also is a person who is on their feet constantly.
Yeah, I don't sit down. If I sit down for 15 minutes, I'm
She
lucky in a
dies.
shift.
All
Yeah,
right,
gotcha.
so taking a look real quick, let's see, what are people talking about in the chat? They're talking about crying, they're talking about
Crying.
Compression socks.
Strixhaven chat, They're talking about certain events happening in America.
Spelljammer.
They're talking about Spelljammer. Yep.
Yeah.
I've told Chris we're not talking about politics tonight, and if anything beyond this sentence happens, Chris is just going to make random noises till I stop.
Anything political that God's talking about. She's like, meh.
Yeah, we're not even going to talk about voting on dinner. Yeah, there we go. This is why you're my friend, Chris.
Spelljammer is the Eric Mishtar was discussing that a lot of the people they keep watching are like in their second season of 36 episodes, which, like, you know, look at something like Shards, where it's, you know, you're the fourth season,
however
many hundred.
Fourth season. It's 6 seasons in a movie.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Wait, hold on. No, it's 7 seasons. It's 7 seasons. Well, to be fair, season 7 is the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you cut season 7 into a film?
Season 7 is level 19 and 20.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
One take movie.
One take movie. Yep.
Oh, someone else pulled what we did in Witchlight.
Oh no, they did it! So Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Oh god. Oh, Wild Beyond the Witchlight is just so. I wonder how many. That's so funny, a GM's perspective. So if you watched our Wild Beyond the Witchlight game, mild spoilers, the final Palace of Heart's Desire is like, it's got like 5 games worth of stuff in it. My player on the inside of the palace, my players did it in 2 episodes. One episode was like, hey, what's going on here? And then the second episode was, let's just walk straight through to the end. It was like, no!
Yeah, we were like in a yard and then in a tower, and that was it for one episode, and then we were in the room.
I literally had to put in the chat, like, because when we're running these games live, we don't telegraph anything. Sometimes, like, the worst I'll ever do, and this is, I don't mind this being public knowledge, I know there's a lot of talk that some streams actually like they pre-game basically, and they script it. I sometimes will be like, if you're not in a bar fight by 9 o'clock, consider being in a bar fight. You know, occasionally, if like we really got to do some stuff in a hurry, I do that like once every.
Especially the short run games, like and Breaking Tradition. It's like those ones that are short run games, especially on other channels. We do a little bit more of like, hey,
especially if we only have like a 2-hour game session. Yeah.
For instance,
Christine...
the most I knew about my part tonight was that I should have a description ready for Solazhin.
Yeah, so I was like,
I didn't know what was going to happen. That was off the top of having to react and going, oh shit!
Oh god! Yeah.
So, but what I at that point for Wild Beyond the Witchlight, I had to put in our private chat. I was like, okay, guys, if you walk through the door, you guys are headed toward the game's over. Just gonna put that out there.
Do you guys want the game to go longer, or should we wrap it tonight?
And everyone was like,
Hayden.
Yeah. Well, I think we were
had them for 2 more weeks.
Planning to go this way. It'd be really weird to now stop and turn and go the other way.
Yeah, we literally did like 2 doors, and there's like, hey, the last door is the end game. It's like, okay, let's.
I know, right? But it's not like the palace is designed in such a way where it's like, I was not ready to improv the end of the game being somewhere else in the palace, potentially. Like, oh yes, they took the person and they moved the anyway. But it was a lot of fun. That was
random. I knew about having to describe him. I did not know that his death scene was going to come up in this game, and I was going to have to act it.
Yep. Why cut the improvisational nature of the storytelling? So yeah, a couple things real quick. I want to thank all of you for all of your help with Extra Life. You all are amazing. We are in talks right now. So for those of you who know, we raised a bunch of money for Extra Life at extralife.org/team/dorktales. We broke last year's goal, which we only broke it by like a couple $100, but honestly, this year has been a real financial hardship for a lot of people. And the fact that we were able to do as well in 2022 as we did in 2021 is just monumental. And I got to thank all of you, particularly some of you incredibly generous people. There were some people who donated thousands upon thousands of dollars. And that was...
And by a couple $100, it's like $500.
Ooh, that's
we were at 18,200.
We missed
so it's 500.
Yeah.
But to help you spend even more money, We are in the process. I'm looking at whether or not we have time to run. There were 2.5 games that got cut out because we had a power outage, and I'm looking at doing a makeup day or two where we run those games for some like extra life in December maybe, and try to make some of that up, because that would be pretty cool, I think, to have that. And yeah.
You're top 50 in the world.
On the note of and on the note of it being not like everything being really hard on people, the entire event was down, I think, about $1 million than it was the year before, and you all helped make us beat what we did last year.
Yeah.
So that just to me just speaks about how incredible the support from this community is towards this, and how much you all have given towards this. So thank you.
Managed to raise 9 million this
9
year?
million, and it was a little over
9
10
million.
last year, right?
Yeah.
Caitlin, you did the
Yeah,
numbers yesterday.
The top
Yeah, I looked at the
6
numbers. Yeah.
are the only ones that broke 100,000.
Yeah.
top
You know what I
50,
think is great
60.
though? Because of you all, we have more than half of what Team Imgur raised, and we have more than half of what Rooster Teeth raised as Dork Tales.
Yeah.
Because screw those people. I saw a bunch of posts on
Team Rooster
Imgur.
Teeth is only $2,000 away from us. They're 20,000.
Give us your money. Give us your money. We got to beat Rooster Teeth. We got to beat Rooster Teeth. I don't have enough money just to like throw that in. Oh God, screw
Right?
Rooster Teeth. I mean,
We got a couple more months.
We got a couple more months. We'll come back and we'll kick Rooster Teeth. We'll kick their Rooster Teeth in.
Yes, there you go.
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh my goodness.
I'll be beak.
No, and this is just like, we always talk about how incredible our community is, and like this is just proof of that. Like it is demonstrable proof of how incredible this community is. Like I don't even like calling, like I don't call people our audience, because it's not that. We're community. We're all here together, hanging out and just like playing games together. It's like it feels like that. And I know that's really sappy for creators to say, but it feels, because of our Discord and because of our chat and all that kind of stuff, it's just like, yeah, Raven, you were incredible with putting in all your money. I named a dragon after you, by the way.
I'm very proud of this community. Yeah, it's real good. It's real good, and I'm really proud of our team.
Well, Saul, you've been wonderful.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Don't worry, we'll set the other game when you can afford to go back into the red again. I feel you.
What a mood.
I personally, I think I only spent I spent maybe $100 last weekend. I spent more in August. But then again, like. Yeah, I've got some expenses that have come up for the channel that are kind of eating me.
I only restricted myself a little bit because one, we have a getaway after this, and two, some of the giveaway things, I was like, I might have to send some of these things that I'm giving away to Europe. I need to put aside some.
Oh, you didn't think about that one, did you?
I did. I prepared for it.
Ooh, we're just getting rated by someone from Blue Cottage D&D, which I think is just the sweetest little name.
Precious.
It's precious. The Blue Cottage core.
So precious.
But yeah, speaking of stuff like Extra Life, though, one of the top teams was Team Arena Net.
Yeah.
And so they're Guild Wars 2, which is like the massive competition to World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
They have 45 pages of team members.
Yeah, we got 3.
So like they've got like triple or 4 or 5 times our number of participants, and they're pulling 100,000. 123.
We are the
Amazing.
little team that can.
We punch above our weight class a lot, and that includes in quality and quantity. I also got to thank everybody real quick before we hop back into game. Again, thank you so much, Patreon. Patreon, I will be having the State of the Dork for November coming up sometime this week. I did my to-do list for this week. Christine and Robin have heard about it. Hey guys, guess how many items I have on my to-do list for this week? If you include
12.
No, if I count every Extra Life video as its own encode an item, I have at least 100 items that I have to do this week.
Oh Jesus!
So the whole stress meltdown thing, I'm starting to understand why I keep keep having a lot of stress. Why I'm not going to have to color my hair for Doctor Strange for much longer if I keep this up.
Hey, you know, all I'm saying is it was a good look.
It was a pretty good look. It was pretty good.
It's a good
And if you don't
look.
know what's going on there, it'll be going up on YouTube hopefully this week if I have time. Extra Life pushed back my drafts on that book I'm writing for my friend Sam, which I should have to him by Thursday if I just do nothing but write after this. And tomorrow night, guest star on Tabletop Titties. So you should join me over there where I get to play Dracula again. Get to put on my sexy wig. Well, I guess Robin's sexy wig. And
Which needs is gonna need one heck of a brush. I'm sorry, I tried to brush as good as I could for having that over Extra Life, but that wig's just a mess and a half. So I'm sorry.
Well, and that's after I brushed out for the last Tabletop Titties and applied a bunch of like wig conditioner to try and keep it from tangling horribly.
Yeah.
Yes, Random, I know there are several things.
Are just impossible.
Yes, Random, I know there are several things that have not been posted to YouTube. Thank you for not mentioning it. Someone PM'd me about that from our Discord and was like, did I miss these episodes? And I'm like, I'll stab you. I'll stab you right in your face. I turn into Ryan Reynolds in those moments of like, I'll stab you. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's
That's the real reason why Trizalta lost his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trizalta was like, hey, Mage hasn't been...
It's a warning. It serves as a warning for the rest of us.
Our battle will be
Legendary! Oh my god! Also, really
all
cute.
of Mike's is so good.
I know.
All of the art that Traz, like the art that Traz commissioned, it was a work in progress still, but the Netherdeep art that Traz has is so cute.
It's so good.
And we spent Extra Life calling him from the Netherdeep. It was great.
Yeah, we did.
The Cal of the Netherdeep.
The Cal of the
Yep.
Cal of
See, I
the
feel
Netherdeep.
like we need Cal as a guest on like just one episode of Netherdeep, just so it can be Cal of the Netherdeep.
He'll
Just
show
have
up
him
as,
play Alexian.
sad piano.
You finally get there,
There
he's
we
like,
go.
oh, hi, I'm Alexian. Nice to see you, bro.
I was going to say sad piano, so...
Yeah.
The Alexian is
Totally
just
do
sad piano.
Yeah, there you go.
Aw.
Aw,
Anyway.
to help him.
We're gonna hop into back into game in a sec. I hope you all have been enjoying this episode. It's been a lot more meta. Originally, Christa was not going to be able to make it because of COVID, so I had this whole side bit worked out for her, and then your COVID got better, and then Caitlan got stuck at work, and I'm like, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make this an emotional, damaging episode for everybody. Screw it. It was gonna be just a Sabina thing. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this bad for everybody. Not because of
Spread the
Caitlan, but
love.
Caitlan just was like, actually, it's all Robin's fault because as I was driving today, yeah, no, it's all your fault because I was like, oh, should I go that route or should I? I was kind of waffling a little, and then I thought about a way that I thought about the beginning of your scene, and I'm like, okay, all right, that's good enough.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's the definition of hurt them more. I love it.
Yeah.
More.
Chuckles.
All right.
I'm in danger.
In danger. And quick reminder, everybody, if you like us, give us a follow, give us a sub, and join the Patreon if you have the funds and means to do so, because there's a bunch of great stuff there. Also, our They Came From Beyond the Grave episode has been posted there, and nobody's watched the damn thing on the Patreon. I've got like 10 views. I think people aren't watching it because they think it's a horror game, and it's most definitely not a horror game. It is
truly.
It's
the
like
farthest thing.
It's like a Muppet horror game comparatively.
It's not horror.
Like
it's like watching Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter. Like it's not a horror.
It's really it's horrible. But yeah, it's
yes.
I put a lot of work into the editing of that thing. Watch it, damn it. It's a lot of fun. There's even cigarette burns, and if you can there's even an Easter egg in one of the cuts. It's a single frame. It's a single frame of an Easter egg.
Confirm it's there.
Yep, I showed Christine.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So no, people are watching the public release of They Came From, but nobody's been watching episode 1 or 2, the Patreon cuts. And it's been really good to see the public release because everybody's been like, I didn't think I'd like this, but then I loved it. And I'm like, yeah, right? I didn't think when they started announcing, when Onyx Path started releasing their They Came From books, I was like, what is this shit? This looks stupid. This looks stupid. And then I was at Onyx Path Con and it's like, hey, Kelly, do you have time to play in a game? I'm like, yeah, I'll play in a game that They Came From.
Sure.
And I loved it. I was like, this is the most, because back when I was in college, one of my friends had this card game that was a card game where you build a B-movie together. And I don't remember what it was called, but it's like, as a film dude, that's like my favorite thing. And for some reason, I didn't make the jump to They Came From mentally. And oh my God, it's such a fun game. And the story path system actually makes sense, like really, really well in that game compared to.
It's very good. Yeah.
There's less quantum.
It's a quick learn. Less quantum, so much less quantum.
So much less quantum.
And my favorite thing in the core book is where they're like, hey, if the story guide is using all of these rules, and in parentheses, by the way, if you don't want to use all the rules, don't use them. Like it point blank says, if you don't want to use tropes, don't use tropes.
Oh, the tropes are so fun though.
Yeah, you have it on views. I'll talk to you about it later, random. But go watch it. Go watch it 100 times. Go watch it 1,000 times. Yeah. Actually, wait till go watch the one with the ads 100 times.
Yeah, they're
just so you can to constantly scroll through the Dork Tales.
We cannot tell you to do that. I think that might be a breach of terms of service. But whatever you want to do.
Hey, I'm not Dork Tales. I'm Lady Liliana telling you to do that.
The views expressed on this
that one's Dork Tales
are not,
or that one.
Are not the views of Dork Tales.
Yeah, the views of Dork Tales. All right, folks, it is time to head back into Call of the Netherdeep. Netherdeep.
Traz, wake up.
All right.
Hello,
Traz, wake up.
It's for you.
Okay, so I believe that the sequence of events is going, it's going to go Kaeko, Dorlen, Xarria, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see how we'll try to get there pretty quick. I have some ideas. Hello and welcome back to Call of the Netherdeep here on Dork Tales. Sabina and Zenada taking a step forward toward the fallen tower. You can see the faces of your friends. Their bodies lying prone at the bottom of that guard tower. What do you do? Who do you go to?
Buddy system. Try and pick up Dorlen.
Okay, you'll try to pick up Dorlen. Sabina, who are you going to?
Dax first.
Dax, Dax is present, but your hand is going to pass directly through him.
Okay. And then probably whoever's closest, likely Kaeko?
Okay. As you reach out and your fingers pass through Kaeko, there will be a shiver of light. Once again, you will find yourself in the mountains. The sound of the language of giants is shouted. You'll hear the sound of blades. You will hear the sound of grunting, fighting. Dozens of thick, stony-skinned Goliaths move around a battlefield. They train hard. Their blood and sweat lines the dirt of this small training valley. And as they work, building muscles, building tactics, nearby, you can see a much younger, less scarred, teenage Kaeko Skaar. She watches the battle, a reed held between her large fingers. It twitches back and forth, and her eyes are half lulled, as if she's drifting off into sleep. Her ears focused. Her head tilted to the side, listening for a particular pitch. But you two hear it. Pardon me. The sound of a shield deflecting. The sound of an arrowhead striking off of a training dummy. You'll hear a gruff voice in Giant, which you'll be able to understand in spite of yourself. A huge Goliath with a thick neck is going to lean over. Oi. Kaeko.
Yeah.
You're gonna just sit here, or you're gonna get out there and do some training?
I was just...
You were just doing nothing.
I was watching.
I see. But you know what? So does he. Your father leans forward and juts a meaty finger. It's kind of half stealthily under his hip, where you can see that nearby, Ulthag, the leader of your tribe, is watching you with a scowl across his scarred face. Do something with your life. Get out there. Learn battle tactics. Become another smart leader like that one. Stop fucking around.
What if I don't want to?
You talking back to me?
No.
You want to learn how to fight? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, stand up. I said stand up! I ain't about to be made to look weak in front of smart leader. He grabs you by the wrists and pulls your arms up. Put him up. Defend yourself? Eh? Yeah?
Yeah.
You got him up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then why's your gut open? And he's gonna slam his fist into Kaeko's stomach. Elbows down. Watch it. You lower it. He cranks you in the side of the forehead. And hard enough that you stumble and almost fall to the ground. You're barely, what, 16, 17?
Yeah.
Now, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Make me an attack roll. Your bonus is +4.
Okay.
To hit your father,
22.
you're gonna. Holy crap! All right. Sounds great. Rushing forward. Where's the blow going to land?
Where's he holding his hands currently?
He's got him directly up cheekbone level.
I think Kaiko's gonna do what he did to her the first time and go for gut punch, kind of return the favor.
He's going to use Stone's Endurance, and you're going to slam your fist home into his solar plexus. You feel that it should knock the wind out of your dad, but it's like punching the side of a mountain. Try harder. And he's going to grab you by the back of the neck with both hands. And the last thing that Kaeko is going to see is his forehead smashing just above the bridge of her nose. And the entire world is going to go upside down. The next thing that you know, you're sitting in a hut. There's a fire burning. There are furs and scaled skinnings along the walls of the tent. Trophies everywhere. The Goliath markings there on top of Ulthag Smart Leader Nalakelo's skin are prominently displayed. He shrugged off the mantle that he wears, a black bear's fur. And as he sits and looks at you from his ceremonial seat, you can see that he is wearing the drakeskin vest that he wears as a sign of his station and his youthful conquests. Kaeko Skaar.
Alfred.
A smart leader to you. You think you're better than us? Do you?
No, I see things a bit
You just what?
differently. I see things differently. I hear them differently.
You funny in the head? Yeah, you is. Stupid and broken between the ears. That's alright. We got others like you.
You're the
You
one
need
that's stupid in the head.
Girly. We serve a niche here. You understand? We protect the mountains. We protect. And we conquer. If you ain't even gonna play the game, why are you here? You're just being a disgrace to all the Skaars here. You won't be the disgrace?
No.
Well, I don't think it's
Do
about
you ever
what
hear about the people we just pillage?
I listen
They-
to them. That's where I get the shiny coins. See? He holds up a bag of coin and tosses it to the edge of the tent. Last time we went on a raid, we took a bunch of you young ones out. You remember? Told you to go and get things that we could trade. Some of the shiny, some of the loot. And what you bring back? Aye. He calls out to one of the guards, who throws in a skin cloth bag of your possessions. They spill across the floor. Sheet music. A book of poetry. With pictures. A conducting wand. A vial of ink. Look at this shit. You can't even read. This ain't gold. These are pretty words.
And pretty music, too.
Oh, pretty music.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep you alive, ain't it?
There are other ways to win a battle than just by senseless, stupid hitting.
Yeah, it's called tactics. Not fucking around with a wand up your twat. How about you stop being such a worthless little maggot and you actually give back to this community? Oh, you scoff. How about you get the fuck out and go somewhere real far away? Somewhere where you ain't gonna taint the reputation of this village with your broken fucking skull.
I'll break your fucking skull, and Kaeko will lunge at him.
Okay. How does that fight go?
It doesn't go well for Kaeko. He is much stronger and bigger than her, and I think he beats her bloody. I think he tosses her out on her ass.
Before he
and
does
says
that,
he'll kill her.
He does one last thing before he does that, though. While she's broken and bloody, he makes her burn the books. You can keep the fucking stick. He sends you out into the wastes. Eventually, you make your way to Xarria, where an orc sees you in a bar, trying to make some money, and says to you, well, you'll actually remember your friend who you'd later re-meet inside of Bazzoxan. Do you remember his name?
Yes,
Farouk. Crystal
Farouk,
grinder.
yep. Yep.
What's this? You look strong. You ever thought about doing any work?
I mean, what kind of work are you looking for?
Oh, usual, like, you sign up for the Aurora Watch like me. Be a big damn hero. Come on, you're already big. Besides, you get lots of downtime, and, I heard you singing out back is what I'm asking. We always could use some entertainment at the very least. I mean, you could do it in your off time. Although maybe there'd be some battle dramas or something like that if there's ever a war.
Yeah, not much work for me. That may stable job, and I'm assuming with the Aurora Watch, it's kind of the accommodations, rent.
Oh yeah, it's all covered.
covered.
I mean, push comes to shove, you just die in, the heat of battle, in duty. It's not a big deal. It happens to all of us eventually. Might as well do it doing something good, right? Not like we got anything to live for. Not me. I'm gonna be a bachelor as long as I live. Die and get buried with no one to remember me. Just like my dad. I think. Don't really know.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck him.
Honestly, who the fuck wants to get tied down anyway? Fucking family.
I'll drink to that. Smashes cups with you. And as your cups clash together, there is going to be the sound, and it's going to cut to a skull being ripped open by an axe that you bring down. You're on one of the main trails through Xarria, and as you are here, you bring this down on a particularly, let's say that it is a very small, let's say, I'm going to say moorbounder. That was really instinctive. But we're not going to do that because I know that's going to cause some trouble. You bring your axe down on a small, barely adolescent gloomstalker. Smashing it. The carts in front of you are in disarray. There is the sound of chaos all around you. You were escorting a merchant troop through. And as the Gloomstalker falls beneath you, Kaeko's face is covered with blood. The battle's over. What is she doing? Like, how is she feeling in that moment?
She's probably feeling pretty elated. She's probably gotten... She gets quite a bit of catharsis after that. She's probably gonna, like, take her axe, and then she's gonna take her conducting wand and, like, just wipe the blood off of that, and then she's just gonna start just dotting different notes of music in a spare sheet of paper that she has with her. And so she's probably, like, looking down, taking blood.
Okay, go! Stop fucking around! Help the merchants out!
Yeah, right. I was just... I heard a good melody there with the cracking. It could be like...
Yeah, just hum it. Just keep it going. That's quite a tune you have there. Nearby, there's a red-skinned tiefling man with a bit of a growth on his chin of stubble, who's trying to, like, quickly pick up things from his overturned cart. It's a good song. A bit loud, a bit brash. I feel the whines would get a little tiring after a while, but
Nah, just have it on repeat in a battle, just like it would just like, and you just bring it on.
I suppose so.
Do you need help there?
Yeah, this
tiefling?
fucking cart's tipped over. Do you mind giving me a hand?
No, of course not. It's just what I'm here for.
Okay, I'll give you as much as I can. You quite a bit stronger than me, I imagine. Good kill, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh,
it's, you know, it's always good to split skulls in half. You don't do it too often, so when he does it, you've seen the guts fly out. It's just like,
oh yeah, it's tops. It's tops. Never seen anybody do it with a stick out before, though. It's good for poking eyes. I'm kidding. I know what a conducting wand is. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see a practitioner of the bardic arts fighting alongside the Aurora Watch.
A while ago, I was told something was not right in my head, and
Why? It's a perfectly beautiful head. You got a lump somewhere. I'm joking.
I think so.
Help me lift the cart if you don't mind.
Kaeko will pick up the cart rather easily.
Tipping it over again. A couple of things are going to fall out. A jar of wine is going to hit the ground, and the clay is going to shatter, dropping about half of it on to the ground. Several books are going to tumble out. Fuck me. Oh, I'm sorry. Captain, Sergeant, I don't know the ranks. Pleasure to meet you. Do you want to split some broken wine? I can't sell it now.
I mean, it's to celebrate battle victory, right?
Yeah, just watch out for the shards. Here. He'll reach down and start picking that up. Are you going to help him pick up the rest of these things?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. One of the things that has fallen out of the cart is the exact same, not the exact same specifically, but the same poetry book that you were forced to burn several years ago. Slight differences because it is handmade, but
yeah. What you got there?
Oh, it's a book of erotic poetry with pictures, of course. It's the let's see, the passions of passionate Etty.
Oh, that's what it said.
Not much of a reader.
I'm sorry. I used to. I had one of those, and
you don't love it. It's wood stamped, so the pornography is here, and he'll flip through it for you, like flip through to some of the spicier ones. It's the same in every one. What they do is they carve it out of they carve it out of a wood block, and they stick it in ink, and they go. It's not very good for words, but for nipples, quite nice.
Oh yeah, Kaiko's gonna like.
Bodhisattva. My friends call me Bodhi.
Kaeko Skaar.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You have a really nice accent.
Thank you. It's about the only thing nice about me. This is the only nice thing I got from my parents.
I was gonna say you seem plenty nice.
Yeah, we'll see if you think that after you get to know me.
Sounds good.
Here, I'll hand you a broken clay pot. Cheers.
Cheers. Sorry about the wine.
It needed to be decanted anyway. Are those your friends? And as you turn, the cart and everything around it are going to evaporate into mist. And Zenada and Sabina will be standing nearby, having watched all of this.
Oh, what are you guys doing here?
Well, we're not quite sure if we're dead or not, but yeah. That's rough.
Oh, did you
Bodhi
see all
seems sweet,
that?
though.
He is a very sweet gentleman. It took us about... actually a full day before we actually saw each other in the nude. I was quite surprised. Only a day. Sorry, Sabina.
Do you guys actually like that? It's not just a thing you think you're supposed to do.
No, it's quite
fun.
enjoyable. I'm glad it stopped there for you guys. Because if I remember correctly, we went through that book pretty damn fast.
Okay.
That's one way to start a courtship.
I got bored. And I needed to work out my tongue to work out how to do his accent, so exercises.
Just gotta keep nimble.
Oh yes.
Perhaps we should wake the others. Or if they can be woke. I don't know what's going on.
So what, maybe dead, maybe not.
I'm not sure. We're all reliving times.
She's gonna kind of pull her ghostly thing across her.
Okay. You'll be able to make physical contact with her, at least as physical as you can be. And you're standing in the base of the tower again.
Oh.
Dorlen and
Well,
Xarria lay on the ground. And of course
so are we seeing our bodies, or
Yep.
no? Or our bodies are on the ground too?
Your bodies are on the ground. You are projecting.
Well, that definitely makes a case for being dead.
Yeah. Why did I fall at that angle? Oh god, that's not very flattering.
Zenada, is Dorlen all right?
I don't know. She's gonna try and like give him like a rough but gentle like grab his shoulder and try and like.
Your hand's gonna go right through.
What about Zenada? Or not yours? Yours, Zenada. What about Xarria?
Kaeko go up to Xarria and try and touch her.
Yeah, much more gently.
Sabina, your necklace is going to start glowing on you slightly.
Zenada's gonna be taking this opportunity to poke Dorlen in the face.
It's gonna go right through it.
She's gonna entertain herself with this for a moment.
Okay.
So this is what the echo feels like.
Do you want to try touching one of them, Sabina? Can you touch them?
Maybe.
She'll go touch Dorlen. Try to. Hold her necklace and touch.
Okay. You touch him, and suddenly the room is dark again, and the sound of cicada is overwhelming. The streets are cramped for even you. And you can hear the sound of distant minstrels playing, distant partying in the distance. Drinking and fun all around. Pardon me one sec.
All good. This has been a wonderful, terrible session, emotionally.
I'm glad. The university's keys are inside of a very clean-looking Dorlen's hands as he locks up the door. Nearby, you can hear the sound of drinking, gambling, partying, and some more stuff that might be a little more interesting to some of you than others. And, Dorlen, as you're locking up the doors, getting ready to go out and enjoy your night there in Humberduke, a couple of guards will approach you. Excuse me, Professor Dorlen?
Professor Wildrock.
Professor Wildrock. I'm Mordecai, and this is Thrush. We're a couple of members of the City Watch. Have you seen your brother around? Garland Wildrock?
Garen.
Garen? Oh, I'll have to update that. Garen Wildrock. Yes, Garen.
Just a couple of days ago. Why? It's.
Can you do me a favor?
Did he get up to trouble?
You could say that. Here. Hand you a card. Call me. I'm at the 2nd Precinct, and if you hear from him at all, please come to us first.
He's not in any trouble, is he?
I think it'd be best if you let us take care of it. It's probably all just a misunderstanding, but we'd like to speak with him about some, well, we'd just like to speak with him. Well, have a good night, sir, and, if you're planning on leaving town anytime soon, be sure to let me know.
Sure. Why would I be leaving town? I live here.
Good job. Pat you on the shoulder. We'll keep that in mind. Enjoy your night, sir. Oh yeah, enjoy your night, sir.
You too.
They wander off into the crowd. Dorlen! You'll hear from a nearby alleyway. Where are they going?
Garen?
Hey, bro, how's it going? Your brother leans out. How does he look differently than Dorlen?
They keep they're actually like physically, like how they're kept is quite similar. Similar sets of clothing. He is blonde, but he's probably got I don't know, maybe a slightly smaller nose.
Well, because Dorlen's adopted.
Yes. And but they grew up together, like they're almost the same age, and he's probably got like a little bit more of a more square jaw. But in terms of like dress, hairstyle, they're pretty similar.
Come here.
I gotta know, what did you do? They're getting
nothing. There's it's a misunderstanding, but honestly, I've just made some enemies. You know how it is. I'm trying to get
who could hate you? Come on, like unless you like
husbands and wives, right, bro?
No, please tell me you didn't sleep with any of their partners unless it was consensual. Like all the way around, no, I meant all parties. Again,
as you approach, you can smell some very sharp gnomish whiskey on his breath. Let's just say. You can keep a secret, right?
Well, depends. I mean, that's not quite an. Yeah. You know what? Oh, let's grab a drink and talk secrets. Let's do this.
Yeah. He's gonna reach into his pocket and hand you a flask.
Drink up.
So you remember that girl from the last spring festival, the one that broke your heart, and then tried to. Well, I tried to go after her as well on your behalf, but you know, just to settle the score, right? And she was the really bitchy one, the one who was, oh, I have a husband, I have a boyfriend, whatever that bullshit is.
Oh, what did you do?
Well, let's just say, I finally got some head. And he opens a bag of holding for you. And you see a lolling face look up at you. Her eyes are rolled back. Whether or not it's attached to the body anymore, you look away before you can tell. No one fucks with the Wildrocks, right, bro? I need that whiskey back. I need another hit. Come on.
What was that?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. But I have to say, the modifications that I asked you to do to the bag were flawless. I didn't think she'd fit.
No, what?
Oh, you're a genius, bro. You're a genius.
No. That's not. I didn't make that for that purpose. That's not. What did you do?
Oh, come on. The first axe was made to split logs, not skulls, but it does the job, right? Come on, stop being so serious. Have a drink. She was very rude to you. I wasn't about to let that stand. You're Professor Wildrock.
He'll shakily grab the drink, like out of his hands, like and he'll just drop it, and
hey,
just
fucker, I need that.
No, this has got to be a mistake. No, you wouldn't do this. You wouldn't do this.
You're right. I wouldn't. I am just a second fiddle. The only real Wildrock heir, in blood at least. But I do have a very loving, obsessive brother, Ketch. And he's gonna throw the bag of holding at you. Guards! Guards! Boo.
He'll drop it and run.
And
run.
when you stop running, you're going to realize something. As you take your breath in an alleyway and look down, you will see your hands are covered in soot. There was a prank that your brother used to love to pull with spyglasses when you were a child. To line the seeing ring with coal dust so that it would leave a mark when you looked through. Now, of course, gnomes are quite adept at things like fingerprinting. And as you look down, you can see where the coal wiped off your fingers onto the bag of holding after you took the dark coated flask.
No, he wouldn't do this. He wouldn't do this. He wouldn't do this. He wouldn't do this. And he'll like, um, no, 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 no. He'll just like sit down and just in a corner somewhere and just try and catch his breath and breathe and look down at his hands shaking. Like,
Someone puts a hand on your shoulder. A comforting hand. Who is it? Sabina, Kaeko, Zenada.
Well, Zenada wasn't planning to put much of a comforting hand. She was going to pick him up and be like, is your asshole douchebag brother still alive? We're going to deal with this bullshit. Zone of truth exists, you idiot!
I made it.
So? You didn't kill the chick? One way or another, Dorlen, if we survive this, we are getting you out of this bullshit.
She wasn't the only one in the bag.
Hey,
So
come
you
here,
want to leave your
Dorlen.
brother out there to do it again?
He's
Protect the innocent, Dorlen. Buddy system. We're dealing with this. She's like lightly shaking you a little bit. And then she's going to pull you in for a hug.
He's just gonna cry. Not going to say anything else. He's just going to cry.
Zenada's going to give the others a look and like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Keiko's definitely coming in for a hug, being like, "We're family now, Dorlen. All of us. We're all important, and whatever it takes, we are going to get justice for those poor people." And clear your name from your psychopathic brother. You may have made it, but you didn't kill those people. Only a psychopath. A blacksmith creates swords and weapons, but he is not the murderer. It's the people that wield the axes and the swords. Those are the people that kill. The blacksmith is a craftsman, Dorlen, and you are a brilliant craftsman. A smarter mind than I've ever seen. You did not do that.
Once again, you're standing in the ruins of the watchtower.
Sabina's gonna walk over and hold Dorlen's hand, and then walk over to Xarria and touch her shoulder.
The water fades out again. It is night. There is a fantastic, beautiful chamber. A four-post bed with the finest silks curtaining it. There is sweat and blood as a woman bears down, biting on a strap of leather. A bulge in her stomach. Sheets held up for midwives. Come on, just one more. Just one more. Come on, lady. Come on, you can do it. The human woman bears down. And with one final powerful play, child is born. The midwife. Oh, come on, just almost there. Almost. Midwife stumbles back in shock, falling to the ground. The babe lies obscured by the sheet. The mother looks around. What's wrong? Is it stillborn? Is it... No, my lady, it's not stillborn. It's... The mother, exhausted, squirms forward, grabs the sheet and pulls. And beneath it is a healthy, pink-skinned, horned child. The mother screams. The doors open, and a regal man enters. On the wall across from the bed, you can see the mother and the father, painted together in portraiture, as husband and wife. He is human, beginning to gray, and as he looks down at the child, and back up at the mother, what in the name of God have you done, you whore? You fucking slut. And before he can complete, dust glitters about his shoulders, and he slumps to the ground. I didn't know what else to do, says the man that catches him. Looming over is a priest. Of which god, Caitlan? Do you remember? Do you remember what Hool's deity was? It was not the Raven Queen.
No, it wasn't. I can't recall at this moment.
Okay.
I'm not...
That's fair.
Sure, sorry.
That's okay. It was... I can't keep this child, Hool. I understand. She died in childbirth. He was right. It doesn't have to. It's stillborn. I'll take it. But he did. Away from the vaulted palace, away from the ornate walls, away from the wealth of the Rexentrum. There, you were raised, Xarria. Xarria, I need spearmint and also aloe for this poultice. Can you reach it off the shelf, please? Grab the step stool, please.
Okay. Spearmint.
Spearmint, it's next to the Eye of Newt.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
It was very hard for Xarria to learn that Eye of Newt was not actually the eye of a newt, but is actually just an herb.
Why would they say that if it wasn't?
All right, so what we are going to do right now is thank you so much. And inside of the priest's hovel, you will see that there is a woman covered in boils and warts. And she's quite quite impoverished looking, very, very threadbare, lots of sackcloth that you can see through, especially if you hold it up to the light. Huge moth-eaten sackcloth holes alongside of it. And he looks at the pulse, looks at the damage. Well, this is going to not be easy, but I think we can get on top of this. What we'll do is we'll apply a poultice to the open wounds, and I'll do my best to do, I have a little spell that will help cure poison and disease that should take care of this. However, the root cause will need to be taken care of. I really think that you should probably consider moving out of... I'm not going to move where I'm from. I just paid off the mortgage. On a hovel in the swamp. That's the best I could afford. Understood. Wow. The services, the donation that you would have to make to cover this. Wait, this ain't free? Our services are rendered to those in need. So free it is, then. Perhaps we could try a more... naturalistic, holistic approach to this. You ain't gonna cast any magic voodoo spells on me? No, something more hands-on, more holistic. My apprentice, Xarria,
yes?
bring the lancing kit.
Oh, yes, sir. Lancing kit. Ah, yep, I have it.
Good, all right. So, my apprentice Xarria, she's one of them infernal tieflings. Fucking blights they is.
Oh. Yeah.
Hool will lean over and touch you on the shoulder. You don't have to help her if you don't want to. I can send her away. It's not acceptable.
Oh. Huh. Well, that's just what everybody says, so, I mean, you should still help people anyways, right? I think so.
Xarria.
Anyways.
It's always the ones they think are the worst of us that are the best of us.
I don't know about that one, but thank you.
Don't be gentle, though. It says.
Right. Okay.
And as you begin to lance the boils, the smell is atrocious, first of all. It smells like rotting meat and the rendering of soap. And as you are puncturing each of these boils, one time she will move a bit too aggressively. Oh, you've got to watch what the fuck you doing! And...
Oh, sorry.
As she shifts, the lancing kit is going to pierce flesh, and blood is going to begin to dribble down the side of her leg. Hey, look what you've done! And as it does, Xarria, you are going to feel a pull. The blood is going to dribble down her leg in rivulets. A good half cup worth? More than there should be. As you go to dab at it, it reacts to you. Like magnetic filings with a magnet held over it, the blood will pull toward you like the moon in waves. What do you do?
She's absolutely going to be mesmerized and play with it a little bit.
What are you doing? Xarria, what? It's going to start to shift and pull, and if you want to, if Xarria wants to, she feels for a moment a connection with that blood. She could reach in just by squeezing her hand and pull out enough to make an egg, a baseball, a softball, a heart.
Yeah, she's transfixed. She's going to do that.
And as you do, there's going to be the sound of a crow calling from the windowsill, celebrating you as you begin to pull more and more blood out of this wound that seeps in and spins, forming this perfect, beautiful ball of crimson. The woman screams. The crow echoes in choir. And then, you are sitting. It's night. Who is sitting across the table from you inside of the hovel that you're renting? I don't think I can help you anymore, sorry. The woman almost died today.
I understand. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. I just... it's never happened before. It's just, I don't...
It's all right. You have a connection with something else. There is a temple not far from here. A temple of the Raven Queen. Out of all of the deities, prime deities, she's probably the safest choice for your manifestation of powers.
Okay.
Would you be okay if I took you there? I'll check in on you.
I suppose it's probably for the best. But
I'm not giving you up. Because of you.
if you say so.
Xarria. It's what's best for you. There will be other tieflings there. There will be other people with the abilities that you apparently possess. Don't you want to be somewhere where you'll be respected and loved for what you are, rather than feared for it, or hated for it by these sodding idiots.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll find that place eventually, right? Okay.
We'll start the journey there tomorrow.
Okay. Let's... soon. Okay.
I'll write a letter of introduction for you. And he reaches down and begins to write with a black plumed quill. And as he does, we focus on the black feather. And once more the sound of the crow overtakes. And when we pull out, it is you signing the registry at an inn many years later with a similar quill. Hey, sorry, love, says the dwarven innkeeper. It's pretty quiet tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a room for you. And right there, you're going to be in room number 5.
All right.
It's got a nice bed, and it's got a chamber pot, and it's in a good place. You can just jump it out the window if you like.
All right.
All right,
That
three
sounds
square meals at 6th bell, 12th bell, and 6th bell. Pretty easy to remember. 6, 12. And thanks for making a reservation in advance, by the way. It helps us do our Helps us do our inventory and numbering, especially with the convention of hunters in town.
Well, of course. I also wouldn't want to be left high and dry with no place, right?
Yeah, that's right. There was a gentleman asking about you earlier, though. Forget, said his name was Donovan? Something like that. Tell me, love, are you actually here, or do I just say that he's mistaken?
I think perhaps he's mistaken this time.
Understood. Don't worry. I always look out for my customers. You come first.
Thank you, sir.
Later that night, that has proved a lie. There's a knock at your door as you try to sleep. Miss Xarria, you hear the innkeeper's voice come through. Miss Xarria, sorry to bother you.
Yes.
Can you come up? Can you open the door for a minute?
Uh-huh.
Yes, you do. There is a man behind the innkeeper, standing there dressed in traveler's robes. The innkeeper gives you kind of a bashful look. And, goes, sorry, he tipped better than you. The man is standing there, dressed in traveling clothes. He looks you up and down. He's Xarria Rainn.
Mm-hmm.
Of the Claret Orders?
Mm-hmm.
I have a delivery for you.
Okay.
Everything in the letter will reveal what is needed. Your family wishes to see you when you are available. Your mother is very sick. She wishes to make amends. And he thrusts a letter toward you. In the center of it, the letter is held together by a signet ring. This should help your passage. And he passes you a pouch with 100 gold pieces clanking inside.
Thank you.
Be well. Of course. I apologize for waking you. Be well. He throws his hood up and steps away. Do you read the letter?
Not right away, but she'll read it after about a half an hour of staring at it.
The sigil on the signet ring is one that... Do you have proficiency in history?
Nope.
Okay. They say that your name is Xarria. I have to thank Cool for that. It was my mother's name. He must have thought it to be quite fitting to give it to you. My name is Beatrice Rexentrum, Lady of the House Rexentrum. Dowager Mother of House Rexentrum now that my dear husband lies in state. I am the mother of 5 children, of which you are the eldest living. I must apologize for a lifetime of separation. Your father was a handsome stranger who attended our court. I had no idea that a night of passion would result in you. For the safety of my house, and for your own safety, you were sent away. However, I near the end of my life, and would like to make recompense. I wish that you travel to my side. Come to the Dwendalian Empire and claim your seat. My house, our house, should be ruled by a woman of substance. I have heard from Hool that you have grown into quite a woman. I wish that I had been as stalwart as you appear to have become. Blood runs thick, after all. I hear that you know a little something about that. Love, your mother, Beatrice Rexentrum. The room that you're sitting in is small, barely large enough for a bed. Imagine how crowded it is, with all 5 of you in it. As you sit on the edge of the bed with a single candle illuminating reading it, who breaks Xarria's concentration? Kaeko?
Remind me to never get on your bad side, Xarria.
Kaeko, how are you? What am I?
We've all been kind of going through this. We don't know if we're dead or alive or something, but we've kind of been reliving each other's moments.
I see.
Rexanthem.
Oh,
Rexanthem?
Rexentrum.
Why does that sound familiar?
It's a capital.
Anyone who wants to can make me a history roll.
Damn right.
Kaeko's not. She won't know.
That would be a 28.
Yes, you absolutely know who this family is. They are a reigning family there, and quite Wikipediable, I'm pretty sure.
14.
14? You've still heard of them. This is like the Kennedys
Oh, wow.
of the Dwendalian Empire. The Dwenedies.
The Dwenedies.
Wait, the Rexanthems?
Yes.
Oh. I feel underdressed.
Oh.
Is she important or
Oh,
something?
please don't. Oh. Wow,
Yeah.
that's embarrassing. Yes, everyone knows that. No. That's quite alright.
It's quite crowded in here. I can't...
Sabina will walk over to Xarria and take her hands and be like, "It's okay, you can still just be Xarria."
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably forget about it realistically in probably 10 minutes at most.
That's if we remember this happening at all, and this is not some weird shared dream of some sort.
I know it's real.
Feels real.
It feels
Yes.
very real.
I knew I could count on you, Dorlen. And everyone else. Thank you.
You were a very sweet young girl and shouldn't have
Oh,
dealt that.
I was naive, to say the least. Anyway.
The walls
Well,
fall away. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel a little like I just bared myself to everybody, and I don't know anything about anybody else.
Well, you missed the group hug.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
think she missed it. Kaiko's gonna like grab everyone and with her arms.
Buddy system, but all of us are buddies.
Yes, you missed the pact earlier, but Dorlen's brother is a no good, filthy, evil, murdering scum, and we are going to destroy him.
Right, I can get behind that.
The walls are going to fade away. And once again, you are standing in the wreckage of the watchtower. And as you do, Sabina, you are going to start to hurt as the eye on your chest is going to open again. And once more, you see Grumsh standing overhead, the spear poised at your heart. It is bearing down on you, bare feet over your head. The medallion, the periapt at your throat, glows slightly with the light of Corellon. Do you still want power? A voice will say on the breeze.
Yes, but not for revenge anymore.
You must defeat him. And you will feel the periapt go silent. The eyeball-shaped wound in her chest will begin to spread black tendrils over Sabina's body. It hurts so very badly. How do you all help her?
Gonna go up there and put my hand on her shoulder and speak.
Sabina probably doesn't even notice.
Sabina, what is that?
What the hell is that?
I've got your back.
Yeah. You'll do it. It'll plunge, but it's not the medicine that does it. Can you do me a favor and make me a charisma check?
Ooh, I'm gonna use my determination on this.
Probably a good idea.
So that would be a 19.
19, okay. 19, that is one success.
I got your back.
Kaiko's gonna take out her underwater battle axe because she has this still, and she's going to start playing Xarria's theme that she probably doesn't know that she has one, but Kaiko's gonna start playing this theme that sounds exactly like Xarria's personality.
For Sabina?
Strong, yeah, or he says, yeah, sorry, Sabina, not Xarria.
It's okay, I said Zenada earlier. We're all good.
Yeah, right? For Sabina's theme, and so she's gonna play this song and be like,
okay,
we've got you.
All right, make me a charisma check. Christine, what do you have?
Quick question. Did we hear any of what Sabina was reacting to?
Yes.
Okay. Zenada is going to...
I will also say real quick that Zenada and Xarria, seeing that, both of you are automatically going to recognize the Eye of Grumsh.
Okay.
The sigil of the Betrayer God.
Okay.
Dork Tales.
You got a nat 20?
Oh!
Okay.
Got a Dork Tales.
Zenada's gonna put a hand on Sabina and just tell her, you don't need this. You are good enough. You don't need this evil to succeed.
Make me a charisma check.
You got us.
You had yours.
We're your backup orchestra.
Okay.
Wow.
The power of friendship.
Right? It's
Oh
literally
my
the power
God.
of friendship right
You
now.
are
That ends
going
up being
to-
22.
The veins are spreading, growing. You're seeing Sabina's pale flesh begin to darken, to almost go gangrenous, greenish gray as it spreads down into her. Xarria, what do you do?
Xarria's gonna go up to Sabina and take her face in her hands like that. And Sabina, you have to stay with us. We need you.
Give it to me.
We're not a complete group without you.
Give me a charisma check.
Charisma check. Okay. All right. Like, just charisma?
Just charisma.
All right. 22.
Holy crap. Okay. Sabina. You will feel the spear bear down on you. You may make me a charisma saving throw with advantage because of the collective 6 successes that your party has given you.
I feel like I need my foundry dice now, but they're at the bottom here somewhere.
That's what I used for the Dark Tales. Got my
Yeah, oh,
Dark
there it
Tales
is.
there.
Okay, let's see. With advantage. Well, it's an 11. And a 6. So with charisma, that is a 13.
13.
+5. You're our heart, as I use Splasher Genius.
Okay.
18.
And
Did
are
I
you
give her
using your
bardic inspiration?
I'll allow it, sure. You're playing an instrument. Are you, Sabina, are
Yep.
you spending your determination?
Sure, for another 4. I don't know what
Okay.
I'm at now.
Add a
Are
D8.
you a D8?
Okay,
Yeah,
add a
D8.
D8.
I gave you an extra
2.
5.
Yeah.
So you're at +9, you're
2.
22.
I think that's all I got.
You will feel it bear down. And there will be a blinding flash of light. And then Dorlen finishes opening up the latch. Light floods out. You're all burned quite badly for that, 46 points of radiant damage?
Yep.
As you take a moment and shake yourselves off, you're actually not harmed at all. It hurt like 46, but it's actually not. You're not harmed at all. Sabina, as you shake your head, Dax will lick your hand and look up at you with a bit of confusion. The light went off. It hurt like hell, but none of you were injured at all. The periapt around your throat has collapsed to the ground. It no longer feels like anything. You are all able to do whatever you'd like. Go ahead.
Sabina's gonna pick up the
Did that just
periapt
happen?
and pocket it, and then sort of just grab Dax by the tusks and just forehead him. Yeah.
Did we survive this? We're not all dead. And Kaiko's gonna reach for Dorlen. Damn it, Dorlen! What did we tell you about opening things first? Get in here! And she's gonna like grapple him into a hug.
He'll muffly say as he's like being squished by giant Kaeko, "This is how I want to go."
To be fair, I believe he did actually ask us this time.
Did he? I forget. It's been a while.
I believe so.
The octopus is still hanging
least
off
he kind
of the crowbar.
A crowbar. Oh my god.
The octopus probably fucked right off when that light hit. Nope, 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 nope,
To
nope.
be fair, the octopus was summoned, so it probably
that's
would have poofed. It was magical, so yeah.
So it's still holding on the crowbar and then goes.
I love that sound.
Yeah,
That's so good. So good. That's Dork Tales in a nutshell right there. Actually, Dork Tales in a nutshell.
Yeah, you're only allowed to DM if you can do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, sweet.
Now, as you take a
Never have
breath,
to DM then.
that's right. Looking down into the hatch, you can see that there actually is a full armory down there, festooned with long swords, short swords, spears, longbows, short bows, arrows, and leather quivers, steel shields,
Useful.
all completely corroded from water into uselessness.
Oh.
There could be
Okay.
something else down there hidden, though.
So I'm just gonna go have a look if it seems safe to.
It does.
She's
It's,
gonna
it's a
be
little,
careful first.
I mean, you might get tetanus, but otherwise you're safe.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
Taking
Let's
a
go.
I
look,
won't help you with that one.
taking a look down there for 1 minute, you're going to find a pair of items. One is actually 1 second while I just grab this. One is a shield with an emblazoned eye on it. A different eye than the eye that you just saw.
All right, good, because I think we're starting to like have some issues with like eyes here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No eye motifs.
Okay. And the other is a long, curved longsword. Single-bladed. It's icy grip, shaped like a tiger's head. A quick investigation of those. I'm just going to give this to you for a nice ease. One of them is going to be a sentinel shield, and the other is a frostbrand longsword.
Nice.
Huh.
Cool.
Fancy.
Nearby, you will see the Temple of Coralon. But unlike before, Sabina, make me an insight check.
Sure. Oh, not great. A 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
You remember that you were forced away from it before.
Is there still a like wound?
Your skin is healed.
Zenada's gonna call
she's
up
gonna-
and ask if anybody uses a longsword up there.
Oh, I don't.
I can. Potentially.
All right.
I don't think I can.
Well, we can sell it.
What about the shield?
Well, it's better than my shield.
All right. It's kind
So
of
unless
creepy.
you're
Can
using
we-
one,
Can we? Oh, well, yeah, no, but I like mine better.
I don't know.
I made it. I put advancements on it.
oh,
Can I could probably use a shield, to be honest. I don't wear armor. I don't know if I can. That means I can wear a shield or not. Not
I don't
100%
like the
sure.
eye though. I'm a little nervous about them after that. I know it's different, but can we like maybe put an eyebrow over it or something? Like just kind of paint it a little bit, like just make it look a little different. Right now, I feel like it's staring at me and it's making me a little uncomfortable.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. I kind of agree, actually.
And
yes, go ahead.
Sabina?
No, Sabina probably didn't actually go down. She's probably been like sitting with her feet over the edge, kind of waiting for everybody. But
I think
she'll
Zenada's the
kinda
only one who
stand
actually
up
went
and head to
down.
the she'll look over towards the cathedral and look down and be like, I feel like we need to go to the cathedral. There was, I think I saw Coralon there before, who I suppose
saw
has been
God?
watching over me. Yes.
Oh.
And he's one of the good guys too, right? Let's do it.
Ah.
They.
Yes.
Just saying.
Hey, they. I think I don't know.
Yeah. She'll wait for everybody to come up. And then head over.
The walk is very brief. This time. I think, is it safe to say, may I ask, do you think that Sabina has, like, a bit of faith to Coralon now?
Look, she was unknowingly being watched over by her, and now that she knows, she definitely has, like, she's definitely feels a connection.
Okay.
Even though she now doesn't have a connection, she has made her own.
As you approach, there will be a distortion in the water in front of you. But as you reach your hand up, you'll be able to step through. And all of you will see, once again, a once majestic stone temple in the middle of a sunken courtyard. Alabaster pillars, glowing softly, surround the open area, and as you walk past them, you'll see that the center of the cathedral pulses with red light.
She'll
As you
look
push
back and see if everyone can also come through.
They will be able to. And as you push inside, the interior of the temple is dry. Lavishly sculpted pillars line the interior walls, and the floor is adorned with a mosaic of silver and green glass that depicts two verdant crescent moons atop a four-pointed star. At the center of the mosaic is a red crystal shard, pulsing with light in a mockery of a heartbeat. Scarlet tendrils irradiate outward. And against the north wall is the statue of Coralon you saw. As soon as you step inside of the temple, a sense of peace descends upon you, and a vision fills your mind. An image comes into focus. Elixion is on his knees in the place, head bent, expression haggard. He looks old beyond his years. He raises his gaze to the statue of Coralon, and his eyes are clear, despite the exhaustion showing on his face, the cuts, the bruises, the dirt, marring his otherwise handsome face. Whatever it takes, he whispers. His voice fills the entire room. Even if it cost me my life and my soul, they've stood beside me. They've been with me. Do whatever it takes to save them. No matter what. The vision will fade away. At the center of the temple, just above the stars, you see a shining, glowing crystal of iridium. What do you do?
I will not touch it. I will just go to touch it. Just
Perfect. I need you to make me a wisdom save.
Shit.
Oh my goodness.
He's trying to learn.
Oh no.
Oh,
He's
Dorlen.
getting there.
Wisdom save. Okay. Well, that's not very good. That would be an 11 for a 9.
A 9. You are frightened of it as you go to touch it. You are.
Oh.
This is how we teach you.
Mm-hmm. This is how he learns. We have to let him learn.
Oh no. It's gonna blow up and hurt my friends if I touch it. No, I'm not gonna walk towards it. I'm just gonna back up and be like, no, I am better than this. And he'll back away.
What about the rest of you?
Sabina will look back at the other ones and take a step forward, and if no one stops her, she'll continue.
Maybe things only explode when I touch them.
Sabina,
Xarria will
Uh,
back her up and walk forward with her.
Okay. Approaching it, are any of you going to touch it?
I will.
As you make physical contact, a second vision passes in front of you. A wash of light engulfs you, as does the sensation of traveling at great speed. You are going down, being pushed, dragged under faster than you thought possible. A sharp pain blooms above your breastbone. You keep plummeting. The light diminishes and then goes out. Suddenly, you are looking down upon Elixion as he floats in blackness. His expression is one of slowly growing horror. He stretches up an arm to you, as though begging you to take his hand, to save him. When you see me, permit me to leave. I can't do it myself. You must. You will. Please. Please. The vision ends, and the crystal that you touch lets out a loud hiss as it cracks and explodes. For a moment, the image of Elixion appears in the center of the temple, his face stern and patient. I need you to make me, Christa, a charisma save.
That's 4.
Okay. One moment, please.
You're not rolling ones, right, Christa? Because you got to re-roll those.
No, I'm rolling 2s, baby.
15,
Oh, shout out.
The worst.
20.
The worst.
Okay, Christa, you're gonna take 33 points of psychic damage,
Whew.
and you are going to gain a level of exhaustion.
Oof.
You are also going to... Oh boy. You are going to...
Talk about out of the frying pan and into the fire.
You are going to stumble backward, and as you do, a little shard of ruidium has embedded itself
Oh no.
Oh.
in your hand.
Oh, no.
And begins to snake down your flesh. Slowly. You have gained a point of something we will learn more about later that's called ruidium corruption. Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Do you have the
However-
bard's tongue?
And as this happens, and the vision of Elixion fades out of being, Xarria, you are going to feel a sudden heat and brightness at your chest. As you look down, you will hear Elixion's voice echo across the chamber, all of you. I can't do it myself. And the Jewel of Three Prayers shifts once more and achieves its exalted state. A third symbol forging into it as it grows and changes into its fully realized form. I will send you what that does shortly. As that happens, what do you all do?
Sabina, are you okay? It's...
I just need to sit down for a moment.
You should leave the touching things and blowing them up to the professionals.
We'll figure out how to fix that.
Yes, we helped with the other thing. We We can get you through this.
I'm sure we can.
Thank you.
We got your back.
Oh. And as you all sit in the center of the ancient temple, the glow of red will slowly fade out, leaving you all huddled together against what is to come. Which is where we'll pick up next week, I think. I think that's a good place to go. So, folks, that's going to be... Did you enjoy that? Was that fun for you? Was it fun for you when I
Yes.
mean things?
It was very cathartic, if nothing else.
Oh,
Well, you needed
I
it.
have such a
seeing...
headache from crying.
Oh my
sorry.
gosh.
right. Oh, that was I think somebody recommended in the chat earlier, when you put this on YouTube, you should call it emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Damage. I need a hug and I need a big hug, but
A hug and a
I'll just
taco.
have to go hug my blahage instead.
Go hug your blahage.
Blush.
All right. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Call of the Netherdeep. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that you have a fantastic night. It was an honor to run this for you, and I look forward as we continue down into the Netherdeep. It's going to be good, because the Netherdeep is a-coming. We went a bit off script with this one from the module, but I think those are often the most memorable games, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will definitely be remembering this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happens right now? You should probably hit level 10.
Ah, nice.
So, fun note. We're the second most viewed channel right now running Dungeons and Dragons, because the first one is Critical Role.
Cool.
Oh, are they actually being
I mean, they're only at 7,000 viewers, but
Only 7,000.
They're doing a one shot. It looks.
Do you guys
like,
want to raid
or
Critical
one
Role?
shot.
Just to be dumb? Let's do it.
They
Let's
won't
do
see
it.
us, but
I think it'll be
Doesn't
fun.
matter.
yeah.
Okay, so folks, thank you so much for tuning in. A big thank you to everybody who followed and subbed for us, and of course to our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/dorktales. Our patrons are the ones who actually make this happen. Running Dorktales is a full-time gig, and if you have a couple of bucks to spend, it's a great way to get some advanced content, to learn about upcoming games. We have both Dragonlance coming very soon, and I have a new homebrew game that's dropping in January, February, and then another one that's dropping in August, September. That if you've watched any of our other homebrew, I guarantee you're gonna love this, because I can't not connect things. So that's a promise. But a specific thank you to Schulten, my world building producer, to DM Michael Gray, my divine producer, to Soul Omen and Precarious, my demonic producers, and to the Traveler, Trizelta's Leg, Cubby Gummy, Aeolus, Amberthist, Buddy, and Taryn, my princes of the Patreon, and my princes of the leg. That's gonna be it for us tonight. Just remember, when the Netherdeep calls, always answer. And
Especially you, Traz.
Yeah, especially Traz. Don't screen the call. Don't screen the calls of the Netherdeep.
What are we not paying you for?
What are we not paying you for?
Come on,
That's fair.
come on.
All right, folks. We love you very much, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.